Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who've forgotten who I am, my name is Morgan Hale. I took this class last year, or the year of 2017 to 2018, for those of you who are watching it not next year, and I will be teaching y'all about the causes of this U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and a little bit about how the war affected the home front in the United States. Let's get started. Ho Chi Minh was the leader of the Viet Cong in North Vietnam. This quotation was translated, but he once said something along the lines of, "You can kill 10 of my men for every one I kill of yours, but even at those odds, you will lose and I will win." This shows the complete brutality of the Vietnam War. Because Vietnam's climate is that of a rainforest, the soldiers had to fight with guerrilla warfare. This meant that the U.S. soldiers could hardly ever see where they were shooting. The conditions were horrible, and there were grenades and bombs going off everywhere. This quotation shows how the Viet Cong just kept on multiplying in the eyes of the U.S. soldiers and demonstrates the struggle that was the Vietnam War. The first reason the U.S. got involved in the Vietnam War was containment. This policy let the U.S. get involved in foreign affairs in order to stop the spread of communism. The spread of communism was so scary because of the domino theory. This theory said that if one Asian country fell to communism, the rest would follow. The cartoon on the top demonstrates this because the Viet Cong is pushing Vietnam over, which represents the country falling to communism. The next dominoes are going to fall because Vietnam will push them into communism. The idea was that the U.S. getting involved was the only way to stop the chain, and this is demonstrated through the U.S. soldier holding up the last domino to keep it from falling to communism as well. The next reason why the U.S. got involved was ARVN's weakness. The ARVN was the anti-communist force in South Vietnam. They did not have proper training or supplies, and this is shown in the bottom picture by the U.S. soldiers showing the Viet Minh, or the South Vietnamese soldiers, how to load and use a gun. The last reason why the U.S. got involved in Vietnam was because of a direct attack of the United States. The USS Maddox was sunk in the Gulf of Tonkin by the Viet Cong. This was the event that got the U.S. more involved in the war. These pictures show how brutal the war was. The men in the top right are carrying a wounded or dead body through a field while being shot at. The gentleman in the bottom has a sweet smile, but he's being corrupted by war. And the man on the left is trying to look forward while all of his friends are dead behind him. The Vietnam War ruined people's minds and hearts, and because of this, it was highly opposed in the United States. The anti-war sentiments were partly due to the number of casualties. There were 58,000 deaths, with the average age being 19 years old. American citizens also found no purpose in the war that was 8,000 miles away from home. Another reason Americans opposed the war was because the war cost so much, which meant that welfare programs such as the Great Society were cut. This only added to the already heightened anti-war sentiments. These pictures show more of the devastation of war. There is a man that has thousands of bullets on hand, and he will most likely use them all to kill the enemy. There are men wounded and being taken care of in run-down camps, and there is a U.S. soldier carrying a Vietnamese baby. The mass casualties, awful conditions, and breaking up of families defined the Vietnam War, and led people not to think that the reasons of involvement were worth the price they paid. Thank you for y'all's attention and time. I hope y'all have a great day.